Hey guys, this is Brandon's Baseball Vlogs. I'm here with my best friend Randy, my brother, and we're doing this second annual sports interview in person. And it's been a year since we did the first one, and we did actually 4 last year in our first in-person sports interview. And now we're going to be discussing all about WWE and what has changed about it, football, baseball, and also I've got my undisputed WWE Championship belt that is signed by Cody Rhodes. And I've got my Jey Uso Intercontinental Championship belt that I got from Jey Uso and WWE. And also, if you guys didn't know, me and Randy are going to Monday Night Raw tomorrow to see John Cena in person. And it is my first ever appearance seeing John Cena. And I'm fine with it being my first and only time seeing John Cena. And my friend Randy is here to discuss his thoughts on what has changed about WWE, baseball, and what we've seen since a year ago in our first ever sports interview. Here's my best friend Randy, my brother.
Hello. Oh, we just saw on the news that a Jets player just got shot.
Yep.
And he actually follows you on Instagram and TikTok.
Yep, I'm trying to remember his name.
He was a cornerback.
Yeah, Boyd something. Chris Boyd. That's who it is.
And he's fighting for his life right now.
Yeah, I hope I'm sending my prayers to you, and hopefully you make a full recovery. Whoever shot Chris Boyd, literally, in my opinion, you need to get help. And literally, my opinion is, it's horrible what you did. Like, come on. He's there to just have fun and also just to relax, and you just ruin it by shooting him.
They tried to rob his chain and shot him.
Yeah. What's your thoughts?
Well, that's New York City for you. You just gotta watch what you do, no matter who you are, no matter what you wear, what you have on you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I literally took the train from
Deer Park,
Long Island to here with my title. Now I'm in a safe area.
Uh-huh.
Nothing happened. You get lucky here and there, but...
Yeah. And what do you have to say to him? To Chris Boyd?
Fast recovery. Hope you get well soon. Hopefully they catch that crook.
And what do you now have to say about the happy news? Because it's been a year since we did our first sports interview in person, and we actually did 8 in person a year ago. And now we're doing the second annual longest sports interview since me and my friend Leo did it at the Mount Kisco Hotel, who was supposed to be here, but he can't because he's a little busy. But me and him and Randy will do a 3-part sports interview that is almost like a podcast, and hopefully it will be sometime, I think, next year or soon, but we don't know when. I'll let you know. Yeah. And what do you think about, like, what has changed since a year ago? Like, a year ago we saw the Bad Blood, where we saw The Rock return, and we saw Roman and Cody beat Solo and Jacob Fatu then. And then we saw this. We also saw Raquel Rodriguez, who you had predicted a year ago would come back and help Liv win. And we also, and we saw that a year ago. And we all saw that, and what do you think of it? It's been a year since we all saw Bad Blood, and everything that has changed since then.
All right, since then, the WWE doesn't even think Liv Morgan's a WrestleMania main card contender.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they do the tag titles and...
Yeah.
But she's been doing a lot. But there is a spoiler when she returns. She's going to win the 2026 Royal Rumble. That's what I heard. Because they're finally pushing her, because she does deserve it. She's been doing everything she acts since injury after injury after injury, and Liv fast recovery and snatch that little pixie's hair off her head.
Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, I freaking stand that pixie.
And what do you think of, like, what has changed since a year ago, and that it's our second sports interview in person?
Last time it was your birthday we celebrated.
Yep.
And now we're celebrating mine.
Yep.
What are the odds?
Yeah, and what do you think about how it's been a year since then, and we saw Bad Blood? That's when we did the first sports interview.
Yeah, so we went for dinner.
Yep.
I met Nick.
Yep.
Came back to your old place in Cross Rivers, and then we watched Bad Blood. And then we watched I think a little bit of baseball.
Yeah, we saw Yankees win Game 1 of the 2022 ALDS against the Royals.
And then
they
no,
lost.
it was 2023.
No, it was 20. No, it was last year. It was
that
last
was
year.
2024.
I think.
That was 2024.
No, it was 2023. I don't remember, but still.
Yeah, because I came here with my ex-fiance.
Oh, yeah.
So that was 2023 because I was living with her, remember?
Oh, yeah. Now I remember, yeah.
So I was living with her at that time, yeah.
And we saw, and plus, no, wait, the Yankees weren't in the postseason last year. No, in 2023. They were, last year, they were in the World Series.
Yeah,
but,
so
it was, yeah, and what do you...
2022 I proposed.
Yeah. I think, it was last year. A year ago.
Yeah.
And what do you think about this? That a year ago we saw Roman and Cody beat Jacob Fatu and Solo, and then we saw The Rock return and do the count, the 1, 2, 3, and then did this to Roman and everything, and was staring at Cody. And what do you think of how it's changed since then?
Since Roman lost the title, Cody's been champion, and then Cody lost the title to John Cena, turning heel, and then they had the match of the year at SummerSlam. Then Cody won it back. It's insane moments. And then Liv getting hurt on the Raw, Netflix, which we're going tomorrow. If you see us tomorrow, stay tuned. Don't hesitate to come up to us. If you want to do a sports review, come up to us. Don't hesitate to come up.
Definitely.
We said that many times, sports interviews. If we see us, go do a sports interview with us. Ask whatever questions you want to ask us. If you want to go with our titles, go ahead.
Definitely. And plus this, and what do you think of how we saw last year Roman and Cody and team up against Jacob and Solo, and how we did see the Bloodline versus the OG Bloodline in War Games? We saw that last year.
Oh, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Roman, and also Sami Zayn and CM Punk versus the
new Bloodline, which was Solo, Fatu, Tonga Loa, Tama, and Bronson Reed.
Which that was the weirdest one.
But what did you think of it, though?
It was good. But
Bloodline versus OG.
So you cannot replace the OG Bloodline because that's where started off.
That's true. And what did you think about how we did see The Rock return after Bad Blood?
Which, it was insane.
And do that hand motion to Roman.
Because that's when he was starting the final boss thing.
And it was after he had started the final boss during Roman and Cody, remember?
Yeah, he's also the owner of TKO.
Yeah. And what do you think of ever since that year ago, first sports interview in person, we saw all those things, and now we have Raw on Netflix. And just like in your opinion, how Raw on Netflix has been since they moved to Netflix.
So, I'm glad it's on Netflix because I have it, and I don't have cable in my room at home, so that's the hardest part. But the only problem is now that the pay-per-views is on
ESPN.
And that's the annoying part. So now I gotta pay extra $30 on freaking Disney Plus.
But what do you think of how Raw has been since it moved to Netflix?
Pretty good.
The matches, the segments, and everything.
Okay, the segments are better. I mean, some Raws are a flop, but they can do better though. But honestly, they're really good. Some of them. If I had to say the better thing is they gotta bring back good wrestlers and give them actual scenes to do because. I mean, yes, give John Cena the Grand Slam championship thing because he needs that to become a good Hall of Famer. Not all Hall of Famers need the Grand Slam.
And even baseball, not all Hall of Famers need a World Series ring.
To become a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and what do you think of how, just like how we've seen since Netflix has now Raw and everything, we've seen Penta join Raw. We've seen Stephanie Valkyr. We've seen Rusev come back. Which was very shocking.
We had a lot of returns, like Andrade, Rusev.
Penta came and he joined.
Penta joined because AEW wasn't utilizing him. His brother Ray Phoenix joined.
Yeah.
Also, what's called the Motor City Machine Guns went on SmackDown.
Yep, we saw them.
That's here's the thing. Those are teenage originals. Those are teenage originals. I grew up watching them on TNA.
Yeah.
AJ Styles was a former
TNA.
Well, no, he started off in WWE as a tryout.
Oh yeah.
And because of his height, they said he wasn't cut up for it. So then he went to his second route, TNA.
Mm-hmm.
They utilized him. He became all champions in all places. Then he went to New Japan after his contract ended in TNA. He went to New Japan Wrestling. And then WWE called him up because he did everything they said he would do.
That's true.
So not a lot of people don't know. A lot of these superstars went from WWE, TNA, New Japan, back to WWE.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think about like how we've seen that, and we've seen like since then, and with the Judgment Day, how we've seen now Damian is now on SmackDown, and we've seen Rhea now having really great matches like with EO, then becoming champion again finally on Raw on the debut on Netflix, and then we saw EO become champion, and then we saw EO versus Bianca and Rhea Ripley, and how we did see that was a really great triple threat match to start off night 2 of WrestleMania 41.
And then Naomi cashed in Money in the Bank.
No, that was at Evolution.
Yeah, that was insane. That's what I'm saying. That was
Yeah.
Evolution. I would say that would be the Woman of the Year match. Since the last time Naomi was a champion was the SmackDown Women's Champion.
Yeah.
Before she was a tag team champion, and then she became Women's World Champion.
That's
which
true.
Is insane.
That's true.
And then she got her custom Women's World Champion like she did with the SmackDown Women's Champion with the glow thing. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. And what was your thought about like how that triple threat match between Bianca, Rhea, and EO at WrestleMania 41? It was honestly really good, in my opinion.
I liked it. It was pretty good. All I have to say is, like, EO was a good champion, but, like, I think they could have gave her better competitors. They could have gave her better items to do, but they just didn't give her good spots to do it.
Yeah.
I feel like they gave her the Money in the Bank briefcase, cash in a little bit early before she can think of, like, what title matches she can have with the title. And that's what really made it, like, a short reign.
That's true. And what do you think about this, about how we saw John Cena for the first time when at Money in the Bank a year ago, literally, he announced his retirement, WWE. Like, it shocked the whole world. My opinion, when I heard him announce and say retirement, my brain dropped. Like, I could not believe it. What was your thought when John announced that?
I mean, I'm a 90s baby. Like, I grew up in 1994, so I grew up in the Attitude Era.
Where we saw John slap Kurt Angle.
That was Ruthless Aggression Era.
Yeah.
So the Attitude Era was like Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Andre the Giant, King Kong Bundy, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, The Rockers, like Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels, you know, the Warriors, Hulk and Warrior, you know.
Yeah.
Like that's where that started, like where Razor Ramon, the D-Generation X, all the original stuff. That's what I grew up on. The Undertaker when he started, Kane when he started.
Yeah.
Kane and Undertaker had different gimmicks before they were actually the Dead Man Brothers, like the Brothers of Destruction. That was their.
Yeah.
They had other gimmicks, their actual names.
That's true.
Before Kane was the governor of Tennessee, that name he used is the name he used in WWE before he was Kane.
That's true.
So that's what I'm saying. A lot of change since the 90s and everything. Before it was WWE and WWF, it was WWF. There was a bunch of W's. There was like more W's than just WWF or World Wrestling Federation, or WWE stands for World Wrestling Entertainment. So like, we might get like demonetized for saying the old logo, but like we don't really care because we're talking about sports, what the things are about. But like the fact is, those were the names of the company before they got sued from the Wildlife Federation. Which who cares, Wildlife Federation? So what? They have a same lettering as you. Doesn't mean it's the same word. Look at this Wildlife Federation. Look, World Wildlife Federation, right? World Wrestling Federation, right?
Yeah.
Two difference. Yeah, similar WWF. But do you hold and control letters of names, right? No, you don't control the names World Wrestling Federation. You don't own Federation. you use the word, so you can't really use the law. So I'm going to sue you for using a word we use. That's pathetic.
But, like, what do you think of, like, how when John Cena, like, your reaction when he announced that retirement?
My jaw dropped, but, like, I mean, he's been doing it since the 2000s, so, like, why the heck not? And now it's 2025. That's a long decade.
Yeah. And, like, what do you think of it? How we saw Cena almost win the Royal Rumble against Jey Uso. And then how we saw Jey, and your reaction to Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble. Because a year ago, we saw so much.
Okay, so that was the plot of John Cena turning heel from that one. That was definitely the plot.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. Like, Jey winning the Royal Rumble, and then that made John Cena go mad. Then he had to go to the Elimination Chamber and win it. All costs.
Yeah.
If he didn't win, he's not going to be at Mania. And that was his last chance to go to Mania for one last time.
That's true. And what did you think of Elimination Chamber when it was Damian Priest, CM Punk, Seth, Drew McIntyre, John Cena, Logan Paul? In my honest opinion, it was really good.
My honest opinion, I'll give that like a 10-star match.
And plus, it was really good and cool that we saw Punk and Cena just do this handshake and show respect to each other and then fight. And were like, they say, I respect you, bro. Good luck. Now let's fight. They were like that.
Yeah, but then Seth screwed Punk because Punk eliminated Seth, and then Cena had no choice. He had to go to Mania. He had to
take advantage. But still, what did you think of that respect that those two showed?
I mean, they had a lot of matches, like from Money in the Bank in 2013 when Punk walked out with the title, and a lot of people say that Punk tried to ruin wrestling, but the whole gimmick of John Cena ruined wrestling with the WWE title, that was kind of funny.
Yeah. And what do you think of, like, how, because it was a year ago that we did their first sports interview, what do you think of it now? It's the second one in person.
It's a lot better because, like, I mean, I don't mind doing it on FaceTime. It's cool, but it feels more vibrant doing it in person. And it feels more real than just having me on the phone, like, you know, me on FaceTime, and you just pointing your phone right there, just recording me. And then I'm trying to get comfortable because I'm on a bed that's not comfortable at home. Like,
I understand that.
And, like, I'm having a lot of back pains and everything, so it's, like, kind of hard doing that. So it's, like, and I don't have a lot of pillows, and I don't have a lot of, like, you know, rest on my back.
Yeah.
Like, so it's more better doing it in person than doing it separately out of place.
Yeah. And what is your thought about, like, how a year ago we saw so much happen, and now we've seen this. We've seen, man, it is windy out there.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and what do you think of, like, how we saw this, and now John Cena turned heel. He becomes a 17-time champion. And then he was a champion. And then we saw John Cena versus
Cody Rhodes.
Well, not that yet. But we saw John Cena turn heel, become a 17-time champion finally, and WrestleMania 41 as a heel. He's a heel. And then we saw John Cena, Logan Paul versus Jey Uso, who was the World Heavyweight Champion then. And then with him and Cody versus John and Logan. Yeah. And then we saw it at SummerSlam. We saw John versus Cody. And then it was the match of the year, in my honest opinion. My friend Leo, who you met today, he thought it was match of the year. And sorry to you guys that Leo's not here. He wasn't able to because his work schedule. But we will be scheduling a big sports interview with Randy and Leo soon. I don't know when, but it will be soon. But what did you think about, like, what I said about how we saw from WrestleMania 41 this year?
All right, so a lot of people don't know, like, when John won that match, it was part of him becoming 17-time champion because he's going away. So if you don't know why Hulk Hogan's merch is going higher, 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 if you don't understand why John Cena's merch is going higher, 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 because when a superstar is retiring, you gotta understand that. It's why you think they're having, like, go away tour, you know, like Signature Series titles. Yeah. Right now, they're lowering the prices on that because not a lot of people are buying them. Yeah. And if you understand, I watched this guy on YouTube. He's a belt, like, you know, content creator. he's talking about the reason why they haven't made new belts and things and like that. Like there's like the new North American champion that has the custom one that Ethan Page has on NXT with the Canadian flag on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They haven't made that yet because the Signature Series belts for John Cena going away to it, right?
Yeah.
They still had to make the Speed men's title and the Speed women's title.
That's true.
They still haven't made the women's North American title yet, replica. So
yeah,
they got a lot to go for.
That's true.
They already made the women's United States replica. They already made the women's Intercontinental title.
That's true.
They still haven't done most of the more of the NXT ones.
Yeah.
My honest opinion, they should bring back the NXT women's titles because they have not defended the women's tag titles on NXT as much anymore.
Yeah.
So I think it's a freaking drop that they just got rid of the freaking NXT women's titles.
Yeah. And what do you think about this? About how now we saw at WrestleMania 41 this year, we saw Jey Uso make Gunther tap out and become a World Heavyweight Champion. And then we saw Jey defend his title once or twice or 3 times and then... Yeah, 3 times. And then we saw how he lost it again to Gunther. But then we saw Cody and Jey versus Logan and John. But then we saw SummerSlam, John versus Cody. My opinion, those were all great matches. But match of the year for the men was Cody versus John SummerSlam. That was honestly match of the year where we saw Cody do 3 crossroads to John. Yeah. And then boom, literally John kicks out of it. And then we saw John do a super attitude adjustment. And it was big match John, like Michael Cole, who's an amazing broadcaster and ring announcer for WWE. And literally how we saw John do a super attitude adjustment, Cody kicks out. And we saw Cody do a pile driver and other stuff. And it was like match of the year over like 40 minutes. And then we saw Brock Lesnar return. But what was your thought about how about Jey becoming world heavyweight, making Gunther tap out, beat 3 matches, and then boom, he loses it to Gunther again.
The thing is, what really got me mad about that is how you test a person to the bloodline. You did him with the Intercontinental Championship, and then you can't just not give Jey a chance because you say you can't maintain a world title. He's been tag title for a decade. He's held the tag titles for a longer time than any tag team.
That's true.
He's held it longer than the New Day.
Yeah. And what was your thought of when Jey won?
When he won the Intercontinental title, I was like, oh shoot, he finally won his first singles title from Braun Breaker, and then he lost it back to freaking Braun Breaker. So I'm like, what the heck was the point of that? Yep. And I'm like, oh, he was going to win the world title.
Yep.
Let's see that real quick. So anybody yes, this is the Intercontinental title from WWE, but this is not from WWE Shop. So this is not actually featured.
This one is.
So a lot of belt makers, they put their stamp of their creations of their belts. This is a stamp. So the leather, you can tell it's actual leather, but the leather got kind of fudged up because of the rain and whatever. So the leather is kind of fudged. That's the thing. Certain floppy leather from these belts, you cannot have it wet. So you can see this one is fine. This one, not really.
Yeah.
And also you can see the snaps are rusted up because of the weather. This can be fixed easily. Just you can remove it, or you can just take the actual paint of the color of it and paint it and just remove the rust or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you could just take leather paint and just paint all that rust that's stained on the leather, and you're Gucci.
Yeah. And what is your thoughts about how we saw CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman? That was a really good match on night 1 of WrestleMania.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a good match, but also
and we saw Paul Heyman screw Punk and then screw Roman and join Seth, and how we saw the Vision become, which was Seth, Paul, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. Do you think it could have been good?
With Paul Heyman, no. With a different manager, maybe.
What was your thought of it? How they were creating a certain kind of bloodline.
Okay,
almost.
so honestly, they had a good run with the bloodline with Solo Sikoa. Now they call them the FATs, right?
MFTs, yep.
That's a better that's a better group than having like the new Bloodline, right?
Yeah, and plus we did see OG Bloodline versus the new Bloodline in Survivor Series.
Yeah, but like, honestly,
what was your thoughts on that?
Honestly, it was pretty cool, but like I just
and how we saw them come back, where we acknowledged Roman Reigns and everything.
Honestly,
Roman, Jay, Sammy, Jimmy.
Just me, day one ish. But honestly, yeah, I feel like the OG Bloodline you cannot replace because,
and like the OG, Judgment Day.
Yeah, I'm wearing the OG Judgment Day T-shirt.
And what was your thought about like how we saw that match where it was Roman, Jay, Jimmy, Sammy, Punk versus Solo, Jacob, Tongaloa, Tama Tonga, and Bronson Reed?
It was a decent match, but like Bronson Reed,
yeah,
Andy Reid.
And what was your thought about like how we saw Roman on the debut of Netflix, of Raw on Netflix, and we saw Roman tribal combat versus Solo, and he became the tribal chief again, even though he was already. And we saw The Rock put the Ula Fala on Roman.
I mean, because he's the final boss, he knows who's the real tribal chief, and when you're the tribal chief, you cannot. If you didn't earn the Ula Fala, you cannot see the tribal chief if you didn't earn it.
Yeah. And what was your thought about like how Raw moved over to Netflix since a year ago when we did the first sports interview?
Basically, it's a lot better because now I don't have to worry about cable. I don't have to worry about that. But also, my honest opinion is if people can't afford Netflix, WWE, do us a favor for people who can't afford this, less fortunate. Give them a free subscription to watch Raw because,
and take it off ESPN.
And take the pay-per-views off of it. I mean, at least put some.
And keep the rest on Peacock. But like
honestly, keep the United States stuff on Peacock, and the Saudi Arabia stuff on ESPN. Things that people can't watch.
That's true. And what do you think of like how the segments that have changed? And we've seen so much that has returned in Raw on Netflix. Like we saw Penta make his debut. We saw,
that was insane.
And we saw the Motor City Machine Guns come in
on SmackDown.
And we saw also we did see Penta, and we saw Rusev return. Like, what was your thought of like how a lot of superstars that have returned and have not returned? Everything since a year ago.
Since the whole pandemic, we lost Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander to TNA, which I have his theme song on TNA. It's really good.
Plus, he has his WWE Championship belt.
Oh yeah, with the Bray Wyatt side plates, in which we lost Bray Wyatt from a whole bunch of situations.
And
recipes. Yeah. So it's been a long time making. Last time in the interview, I had the same thing as that Intercontinental title. I didn't have an actual signature WWE shop undisputed title. Now I do. Because oops,
it's alright.
That was my phone. Nope, that wasn't my phone. What was that? Oh, that was my belt. That was my belt.
Yeah, I think your belt accidentally hit your watch or your water bottle, maybe.
Oh no, my belt hit my belt. Never mind. But honestly, a lot happened since the past years. But like honestly, I would not change anything for the world, though, to be honest.
And like, what was your thoughts about like how we've seen now? We saw Rusev return since Raw's moved over to Netflix. Penta has joined. The Motor City Machine Guns, too.
Yeah, honestly, that was the insane thing that happened.
And Rhea versus Io versus Bianca. And Rhea versus Io at Evolution. And we saw Evolution join.
Okay, that was the coolest thing. But honestly, like, I did not expect anything, to be honest.
Yeah, and what do you think of those matches between Rhea and Io?
It was good, but like they could have done better.
Yeah, and what do you think about like your honest opinion? Do you think John versus Cody at SummerSlam was match of the year?
Yes, honestly, yes.
And what do you think about this now? We saw AJ Styles announce that he will retire next year.
I mean, he's been doing wrestling for God knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like, it's been since TNA, New Japan, and doing the actual Bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
So the Bullet Club on New Japan.
Yeah. And you were saying about AJ.
AJ, I respect you from TNA, New Japan, standing up to Dixie Carter, the owner of TNA, and no longer.
And what do you think about how we saw Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia this year? We saw Night of Champions, John Cena versus CM Punk. SummerSlam, we saw CM Punk versus Gunther and how he became a World Heavyweight Champion finally. Then Seth cashed in. And then we saw Seth versus Cody at Crown Jewel for the Crown Jewel Championship. Seth won. And then finally got a win after being down 3-0 to Cody. And now we have this, Randy. We have now this. We've had Cody versus Drew. And now Cody's a heel. Heel!
He's a heel!
And what do you think about how now we've seen John Cena versus AJ Styles for the one last time? And we saw Randy Orton and John Cena one last time. Punk and Cena one last time. John Cena and R-Truth one last time.
Not again.
What do you think of all those matches that we've had?
Rest in peace.
Like, what are your thoughts about the one last time matches that we've seen this year?
It's insane, I have to say. Insane.
And what do you think of John Cena versus Logan Paul at Clash in Paris this year? That was honestly a 10-star match. Logan Paul versus John Cena.
Oh, I thought she was at my job. No, I mean, it was, honestly, it's insane. I can't fabricate it right now. It's insane.
And what do you think about, how do you think John Cena's retirement tour has been this year?
Really good.
And, did you think he was going to win the Royal Rumble
Not
before
really.
Jay?
No, John Cena already won a bunch of Royal Rumbles, to be honest.
And what do you think about, how now John Cena's final appearance on Raw is tomorrow that we're going to?
I cannot believe it. Insane.
And what is your thought about it? Because we're going to Monday Night Raw tomorrow. And if you guys see us, come and say hi.
Yeah, you can do a sports interview if you want to take a photo with us. Go ahead. I came a long way to get down here. I got myself here. I had to take 4 different trains to get here.
And he got up at 3 in the morning.
Yeah, I got up at 3 in the morning. I got 0 sleep today, so. No nap, no coffee, but 2 monsters.
But you'll definitely sleep well.
Yeah, if you're on trolleys, though.
And what do you think about this, though? And now, because we've seen John Cena now has 2 dates left. Tomorrow, and then December 13th.
Bingo.
What do you think of that? 2 dates left.
Insane.
It feels like it's gone so fast. And it feels like it only just started. I can't believe it. John Cena is my favorite, as I'm wearing my John Cena shirt. I'll wear my John Cena sweatshirt tomorrow at Raw. And this is my first WWE event. Since a year ago, since I met Randy and since we talked about WWE and we did that first sports interview in person a year ago, literally I want to say this, since we've done that, I've been to so many cool sports events and I've gotten so many cool sports merchandise. I got a signed Cody Rhodes undisputed WWE Championship belt that's right here. And I've got a signed plaque that's hung up on the wall. LA Knight, Jey Uso, and CM Punk that I met last year at FanFest. And Randy knows this, I met Rey Mysterio. I had a 15-minute conversation with him. Even though I didn't pay for it, still, it was an awesome way to meet Rey Mysterio, CM Punk, Triple H. I even met Hulk Hogan, and I had a 10-minute conversation with him. And Hulk Hogan said to me, he literally said, he regrets taking steroids. And I'm like, at least he had the balls to admit that. And my opinion is, literally, it was cool to meet Hulk Hogan and get that selfie with him at FanFest last year. And meeting Cody Rhodes, Liv Morgan, Bayley, Drew McIntyre. And also meeting Rhea Ripley, Paul Heyman. I got to meet all of them. Also, Paul Heyman, you're a dumbass, like Roman Reigns says.
Dumbass.
But what do you think of like a year ago? Since a year ago we did that first sports interview, I've met these superstars and legends. What's your thought about that? Randy?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of... It's just insane, magical moment that everything's going on. If it wasn't for John Cena, people would have been tuning into WWE.
And Randy Orton.
The whole roster.
Yeah.
The whole, like...
roster.
It's not even just the roster, it's the whole, like, WWE family, because WWE's a family.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the travel team, like the referees, the crew that sets up the ring, the steel cage, the elimination chamber, the war games, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that WWE does going travel to travel. Like, WWE has Monday Night Raw, NXT, Friday Night SmackDown, the pay-per-view. So they're traveling a lot, and then they get to see a lot of places.
That's true.
They only have Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday and Sunday to themselves, and then again they have to wake up early on Sunday, and then they have to leave their families, and then they gotta travel again.
Yeah. And what do you think about like how, like what I said when I met all of them at FanFest last year, like Hogan, Drew, Punk, Jay, LA Knight, Cody, Rhea, Liv, Bayley, all of them. Like, what is your thought about like a year ago, since the sports interview we did, the first one, I've met so many cool sports fans, and I've met these, and even Rey Mysterio. What do you think about them?
Well, I grew up on Rey Mysterio since I was a kid. I love the 619 move. Yeah. I love the pop. What's called the pop? What do you call it?
I don't remember.
The frog splash he got there from Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
But the pop show. It's something.
Like, yeah, and what's your thought about me meeting all those? That was a year ago.
I'm not going to say you're lucky. I mean, you worked so hard for that.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that you got to experience that.
And have those conversations.
Because you got to do things that other people don't get to do.
And I didn't even spend money to meet them. They all just came up to me.
Don't they? And they even follow you.
Yeah. And what is your thought of like how Hulk Hogan admitted to me?
That's amazing too. He actually admit that too.
Like, what is your thought? Even though people may not like Hulk Hogan.
I mean, honestly, Hulk Hogan had his own mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot take that away from him. He's actually being used as a freaking human biopsy, as a freaking human source of medical source. Like,
yeah.
So he probably has something in him that you don't know, and he actually got used a lot of torture, and with the rage came out on him.
Yeah.
Who knows? You might not know what triggers a person, but like honestly, he's a human like us, and like honestly, he's passed away. We have to let him be. When someone's passed on, we cannot put vein in someone's death. You know, like.
Mm-hmm. And plus, it was cool to have that 10-minute conversation with Hulk Hogan, and he took a selfie with me on his phone without even me asking to or paying for it. And Rey Mysterio did. And how do you think it was when they all came up to me and everything? All these wrestlers.
To be honest, like, when you didn't have to pay for it, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And what do you think about, like, how... And I've gotten 88 jerseys from baseball. And half from football. And also, I've gotten so much WWE merch. And I've got so much baseball merch hung up. Like that one in the back corner, which is a 1961 box score of the entire 1961 World Series championship team, the roster, box score of their sweep of that year. And what do you think of this now that we had an amazing season? We saw from the first sports interview where we saw, it was last year, I remember it. It was with, it was the year, last year. It was a year ago. And we saw this, and we saw the Yankees in the postseason. It was 2024. It was, I remember. And we saw the Yankees versus the Royals. And now, since then, we've seen the Yankees be in the World Series, but then they lost to the Dodgers. and Juan Soto went to the Mets. Since then, we've seen in a historic season, Cal Raleigh, the first ever catcher to hit 49 home runs in a season, the most by a catcher, and be the first catcher to hit 50 home runs, 60 home runs in a season, and break Ken Griffey Jr.'s record for the most home runs by a Seattle Mariner. Like, what is your thought on that since we've seen all that change?
When you put hard work and dedication, you work hard, you put dedication in what you work hard for. So if you put the hard work and you don't quit, you can make things better in your life. If you don't take the easy way out and do steroids, then you can do things you can't imagine.
Yeah. And what is your thought about this? That with that happening and that no other catcher has ever done that, not even Mike Piazza, Salvador Perez, and Johnny Bench, and Joe Carter.
I mean,
and that he's the first catcher.
He put work and dedication, Brandon. That's the problem.
And what do you think about this, Randy? That Aaron Judge is the first MVP since Mickey Mantle and Jimmy Fox to win a batting title with a .331 average and 50-plus home runs and 110-plus RBIs.
Insane.
And what is your thought about Aaron Judge in general?
Aaron Judge is a hard worker, dedication. He puts hard work into everything. To be honest, he deserves everything he worked for. I'm not saying he takes the easy way out, none of that.
Yeah. And what is your thought about this, Randy? About Aaron Judge being the only player in baseball this year and history to bat .331 in a season and over .315. No other player was able to do it this year.
Insane.
In my honest opinion, guys, I agree with Randy. It's insane that Judge won the MVP and joined Babe Ruth, Joe DiMaggio, Yogi Berra, and Roger Maris as the only Yankees to win 3 MVPs and to bat .331 and win a batting title. And what do you think of this? Aaron Judge made this special quote. He says, "I would trade away all my awards that I've won, all my all-star appearances, and everything to win a championship." What is your thought on that?
That means he doesn't care about the fame. He doesn't, to be honest. He does not.
Do you think he wants to win?
I think he wants to win, but he doesn't have, like, the mentality to, like, think, like, oh, just the championships, just, like, winning all the time. He just wants to prove that baseball is about having fun and also winning. You don't have to win trophies all the time to play baseball. You don't have to have a ring on your finger to be a Hall of Famer. Like, yeah, stats means the most. Yeah, the glory of being a World Series champ means the most. Like, Kershaw won back-to-back World Series. Good for him.
And he retires.
And he retires. Like, but the point of that, you had to wait 5 years to become a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Which, in my honest opinion, they have to change that rule because, like, to be honest, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
The last time you saw me here, I had most of my tattoos when I was with Brandon in person. I have a new one, so I have a half a sleeve now. So that's the crazy part. If you saw me at my hometown, that's how you saw it. But, like, when I was here, I didn't have it. I was forced not to have any more tattoos. So now that I'm not taken by anyone, but I feel like, yeah, I'm talking to someone right now, but, like, that's between me. That's not between any of the viewers, the fans, and my friend group, because right now I'm focusing on my situations right now and the person who I'm talking to. So at the end of the day, that's who I'm doing. I'm doing me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm doing. I'm keeping it to myself. And no, it's not anybody in my hometown. No. And whoever wants to make rumors, that's your stupid, pathetic thing, and you saw me on Sydney's Live, and you say, why am I mad? You know why I'm mad. Don't act dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying names. I'm not calling anybody out because that's not who I am. I'm dealing with my own issues, and I don't call people out because I'm a pathetic person. No. When you call my name and say my name, put my name in your mouth, that means you're pathetic because you have nothing to do with your life because you're mad at other people, or you're mad at yourself because you have nothing to do about it and you take it out on other people that are going through a lot in their lives. Because 2 weeks is my birthday, and last year was a very traumatic thing in my life. So
and plus, I got the tickets for Raw to celebrate his birthday.
Yeah, so that's making everything getting off my mind from what happened to me last year. So, like, thanks to Brandon being there for me, like, I was there for him. that's getting shit off my mind.
Yeah. And what do you think about this? Like how we've seen so much cool things happen with baseball. How they're bringing WWE cool intros for the players since a year ago. And we've seen so much cool things that have happened with baseball and now the NFL. And we saw the Eagles win the Super Bowl and dog walk the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my Eagles. Go Birds. Whoever saw at the train station today. Go Birds!
And your opinion about everything that's changed in baseball and football.
Shout out to Antonio. I know you're a Travis Kelce fan. All I gotta say about Travis Kelce is he's a good tight end. Players come and go. Athletes come and go. But at least Travis got everything he deserves in the NFL, the National Football League.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's marrying a singer who I don't really like, but...
I like her.
Yeah, you like her because of that freaking dress she wears in her new song, you freaking weirdo.
No, but also I like her music, though. I like her original music, Love Story.
I only like...
And Cruel Summer.
I only like certain songs from her old albums when she started. I haven't listened to any of her new stuff because I'm not, like, that big of a Swiftie. I'm a guy. I listen to guy music. I'm listening to Swego. I'm listening to more of heavy metal type stuff. I'm more of the metal. You can see by the way I am. I'm heavily tatted. I'm more of a metalhead. Like, I'm listening to Swego, Motionless White, Fall in Reverse, Bring Me the Horizon. I'm listening to more like Machine Gun Kelly's new heavy metal stuff. I'm listening to I'm listening to other stuff too, but like more when I'm at work, I'm listening to heavy metal stuff. Like, I can go on my list right now. Like, when we were working out earlier, I was listening to Swego. I was listening to his album from 2024, Attempts Lover Deluxe Edition. So, like, I was listening to Bathroom Floor, Drama Queen, Love Rage, Tidal Wave, Get the F Out of My Face, Out of My Head. I was listening to Wanna Feel, again. I was listening to POS Single. I was listening to a lot of cool stuff. But at the end of the day, this is what I listen to. So if you don't like my music, that's your opinion. You don't have to like my music, but this is what I like. I like my music. That's who I am.
And you were saying about Travis Kelce, too.
But Travis Kelce, I would say he's an amazing tight end. I'm not a big fan of him. His brother I am because I am an Eagles fan. Yeah. And you could be against me. You can hate me. That's what you want to do. I give you that props. I love the hate. I'm used to the hate. I'm used to being looked as the outcast, but that outcast is my light. That's my figure of speech. So like, that's who I am. You can hate me. You can love me. You can respect me. I don't demand respect. I earn my respect. You can check my TikTok. You can check my social media where I'm playing my sports. I'm doing my athlete stuff. But like, yeah, I'm a football. I like to play football, I like to play basketball, I like to play baseball. I'm doing all that stuff in my TikToks, and you can see what I do. Yeah.
And what do you think about how we've seen so much change in football and baseball where they're finally bringing WWE intros into players for the players and batters?
It's about dang time.
And, like, what do you think about it? Damian Priest called them out.
It's about dang time. A wrestler did it for them.
And he's a Yankee fan, and from the Bronx.
Yeah, that concerns me. Not just playing. Just kidding. Yeah, he's a Yankees fan. I'm a Mets/Red Sox fan, but I have 100% respect for the Yankees, though.
Yeah. And what do you think about how we did see the Yankees had a rocky year this year? They lost the division, but they still fought until the very last day to try to win it, but still beat the Red Sox and then lost to the Blue Jays, but they still fought hard this year.
They lost to my great-grandfather's team, but thank God for the dang Dodgers. How do you feel, Olivia? How do you feel? How do you like me now?
About the Blue Jays losing.
Yeah, the Blue Jays lost to the Dodgers. How do you feel now? Huh? Exorcise the demons.
And what do you think about like this, Randy? About how the Dodgers are the first team ever to win back-to-back titles for the first time in over 32 years, and in over 25 years a team has gone back-to-back since the Yankees in 98 and 99.
Yeah, that was the Subway Series.
And no, 98 was against the Padres. 99 was against the Braves. and then the 2000 was the Mets and the Yankees. But what do you think about that? Then about the Dodgers making that kind of history for the first time in 25 years, the team has gone back to back as champions.
How about this? How about I don't make a prediction, I make a spoiler for you guys? Have we ever saw someone go back to back to back to back?
We haven't seen that ever in baseball.
How about I make this from not a prediction to spoiler? Dodgers go back to back, back to back, 4 Z's. And I'm not asking for respect for that one. I'm just making this. That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
And what do you think about it? Like the Dodgers doing that history though, where they won back to back for the first time since the Yankees. And Freddie Freeman, he's gone through so much too.
That's called when you put your family first and not your career. Things happen to you the good ways.
Plus, he took a week off to focus on his son.
Freddie Freeman, shout out to you, respect to you, and thank you for being a family man and choosing your family over baseball.
Mm-hmm.
You can choose baseball over life, but you cannot choose your family over baseball.
Yeah. And
here's the thing, like I would choose my family over my career. Like
me too.
If it was life or death, I would choose my family over my life.
I totally agree with that. And what do you think about how the Eagles beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl after they lost the first game, the first Super Bowl against the Eagles and Chiefs? The Chiefs won, but then the rematch came and the Eagles won.
Captain reporting for duty. How you feeling? How you doing? We dog walk your butts. How you feeling now, Andy Reid, your traitor? You left us and you won how many Super Bowls with the Kansas City Chiefs? And did you ever beat the GOAT with the backup quarterback with the Eagles? No, you didn't.
But what do you think of it though? They lost one first match.
Well, first of all, that's the same thing with the Eagles and Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
And we had their coach. We had Andy Reid when we lost our first match against the Patriots.
Yeah.
But Andy Reid, we didn't beat the freaking GOAT with you. We beat the GOAT without you, and we did it with the backup quarterback. And then we won our second Super Bowl without you. So, I think we're doing just fine without you.
And what do you think about Saquon Barkley?
Yeah, we got a better running back than you, though, too, Kansas City. So maybe you should take some pointers in getting a better running back than just getting freaking offense. Why do you think we beat you?
40-7.
I remember. Hold on. It wasn't 47.
Yeah, it was Super Bowl 47.
What was the score against the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl of 2025? It was 40-22, dingus.
Okay, I got it confused. And what do you think of that, though? The Eagles did that.
Well, it was, first of all, in the first quarter, it was 30-3 in the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And then somehow they came back, and then we got 40-22.
And what do you think of the Bills so far now? The Buffalo Bills are really good this year. They beat the Buccaneers. I like them both, the Buccaneers and the Bills. But
don't forget they beat the Kansas City Chiefs too in the season.
And the Bills beat them by a score of 44-30.
Yowzers.
Like, what do you think of the Bills doing that today against the Buccaneers?
Okay, they did it without Stephon Diggs, and now congratulations to Stephon Diggs for dating the Queen of New York, Cardi B.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a turn?
But what do you think about the Bills beating the Buccaneers? 44-30.
Don't get me wrong. Baker Mayfield had a rough with the. Where are the Cleveland Browns? Yeah, so Cleveland Browns and wait, where are the Cleveland Browns?
And plus Kermit the Frog.
It's so much better doing that in person.
Yeah, and what do you think about the Bills? Do you think they're going to make their first Super Bowl and win their first Super Bowl? Because I'd be fine with the Bills-Eagles Super Bowl.
I don't think so.
Why?
come on, the Bills and Eagles. Come on, dude.
But do you think the Bills will eventually win their first Super Bowl?
Yes, but they need more help than they can get.
I understand that totally.
Okay, can I just say this? They do come short against, Kermit the Frog.
That's true.
They do come short on Patrick Mahomes, but
That's true.
Not to be funny, but like they've been doing decent, but when it comes to the playoffs, but the thing is, I don't think this Kansas City's gonna make it this year because they haven't
been doing good at all.
Yeah, the last time they haven't been doing good was when Tom Brady was playing.
Yeah, and Tom Brady is the GOAT. And
But
Rob Gronkowski just retired, signed a one-day contract with the Patriots, and just retired with them. Gronkowski did. Which is cool.
I thought he retired a long time ago.
No, he decided to sign a one-day contract with the Patriots. And then officially retire with them, because he only retired with the Buccaneers after Brady. It happened a couple days ago. But,
where in the world was I not paying attention to this?
But what do you think about, like, just in general? Just over 56 minutes, we've done this cool sports interview, recapping all the things that have happened since a year ago with baseball, WWE, football, FanFest, from Fanatics, FanFest, and now with us going to Monday Night Raw. It's my first WWE event, but going to just see John Cena.
So I went to a bunch of Madison Square Garden shows. I went to...
And I'm saying this, Roman or Cena will join CM Punk's team for War Games.
I feel like it's going to be Cena because they need 3 champions in that War Games.
Yeah.
And they need to put War Games on Cena's resume, too.
Yeah. Plus, I think Jay's going to turn heel very soon.
Yeah, because he hasn't won the big one in a while.
Yeah. Cody, you're a heel!
About damn time. You're a heel!
Yeah. And I do want to say thank you for doing this sports interview. This was a second sports interview, a special edition with my brother Randy in person. And we will maybe do one tomorrow before Raw. Or just, if you see us tomorrow at Raw, come and say hi. Or take a picture. I don't mind it. Just come and say hi.
Yeah.
And plus, we will have our championship belts.
Yeah.
And we're going to be in the second deck. That's all I'm going to say. And what do you have to say?
Like, subscribe, comment, post that notification. Comment down below which one talks about us next.
Yeet.
4 letters, 1 word. Yeets.
Want to show your belt?
Alright, good, but...
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Yep.
Yeah.